We take time to talk to you, and more importantly, we listen to what you have to say, one couple at a time. It's how we've done it for going on 7 decades. We're on Main Street, M32 in downtown Gaylord at Hogan's Diamond Jewelers.
Golfers just don't feel right when we don't play on the weekend, and it's hard to play on both days. So do the next best thing and tune in to 101.1 WGRY at 9 a.m. Saturdays and Sundays for Finding Fairways. Jerry Coyne here, the host of Finding Fairways for 10 years now. Join me and my co-hosts Dan Pohl, Ray Hearn, Joe Charles, and Kevin Frisch as we discuss the tours, training, and places to play. We have it all on video up at upnorthsportsradio.com on the Features tab. Find your fairways thanks to Boyne Golf and PXG Clubs. Good morning, Northern Michigan, and welcome to Friday Faceoff here on Up North Sports Radio, brought to us by TVCAirport.com. Jerry Coyne, Rich Calkins, and Keith Gave live in studio. Good morning, Keith.
Good morning, JC. How you doing, man?
We're good. We're good. We have a guest joining us on the telephone, Fred Mills. Paddled again in the race, in a spectacular race that we had this year. Good morning, Fred.
Good morning. I know all you guys.
All right. Hi, Fred.
Good morning.
Hey, congratulations on a finish. Your 28th finish, as I recall, right?
Yep, thank you.
27 starts, 28 finishes, and you paddled this year with a first-time paddler, Brady Lineman, and I got a real kick. Is it Lineman or Lindman?
Linneman. Yeah.
Linneman. He's a retired state trooper, and I got a real kick out of his story that he told for his bio in the newspaper here. That the two of you met 10 minutes or so before the start of last year's race. You're talking by the side of your canoe, just chatting them up, and he expressed some interest. He said, "Well, if you want to paddle, come paddle with me next year." And damn, if he wasn't your partner this year, a first-time paddler, and you made it across the finish line. How cool was that?
It was pretty cool. I tried to talk him into waiting another year, but we got down to the line, and I had a couple wrist injuries from last year that still haven't healed.
Hey.
And I told him, you'd be taking a risk with me, and I'd be taking a risk with you being so new. He just started paddling about a year and a half ago. So we decided we'd do it, and we named our team Risky Business. So, but we made it across the finish line. We had a few troubles during the night, but we got through it, and he did really well. Time paddler.
Well, obviously, how old did you say he was, Keith?
61, retired state trooper, yes.
Yeah, 61-year-old rookie there. Hey, Fred, Rich Calkins here. How are you doing, bud?
Fred? Oh, did we lose him?
I hope not.
Oh, no.
Fred Mills, are you there? He said, Fredo?
Oh, shoot.
Oh. Whoa.
It's trying to, yeah. Well, you know, hopefully he can pop back in. I'll leave the phone line open.
Okay.
But I know that was one of the stories, Keith, that we talked about pre-race.
Yes.
And Fred? And Fred likes to do this.
Yeah. Well, I really wanted to ask him, you know, everybody remembers their first finish, right? I mean, it's a big deal, obviously, 120 miles. But compare that to the feeling of taking a first-time, you're a veteran now, taking a first-time paddler across the finish line the first time must be a tremendous feeling.
Well, I was going to say, I don't want to get anywhere near him. I don't want to drag kicking and screaming into the race, but it sounds like the trooper himself had an interest in doing it, and Fred is obviously one of the guys that you want to hitch your wagon to.
Yeah, and Fred, like a lot of paddlers nowadays, really would like these rookie paddlers to maybe do the circuit for 1 year first to kind of find out what these smaller races are all about before they dive into the marathon because of what happens. But again, obviously success was had by crossing that finish line.
Yeah, and he, like a few other, I think Lynn Whitty went with the first-time paddler this year too, another veteran. and it seems, I don't know if that's a trend or this is common historically, that veteran paddlers like to take first-time paddlers across the finish line, Rich.
Yeah, you do. You see more and more of that. You know, Bill Taranjo did that for a few years.
Frank
He
Smutek did that, yeah.
took some younger guys and would do that and kind of be a mentor to them to help them to understand what this race is all about.
It's how committed the paddlers are to their sport. They're all interested in growing the sport, and we've seen it over the years. 116 boats registered this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how many finished, Rich?
103. Just, I mean, are you serious?
Really?
Yes.
In that heat.
Fred, hold on.
That is absolutely incredible.
Fred should be back with us. Fred, are you there?
I'm trying. I hope I am.
It's all right. No, but 103 of the 116 teams were official finishes.
Yes.
Amazing.
So,
I would have never guessed that.
Yeah.
I would have said way less than 100.
yeah.
Hey, Fred.
Yes.
Everybody remembers their first time across the finish line. I'm sure you do as well. But compare that feeling to taking somebody across the finish line for the first time. And this is not the first time that you've taken a rookie paddler across the finish line. What's that feeling like?
It's very satisfying. You know, they put in a lot of work. This is the third one I've taken across. It's been a rookie. It's hard though, because you don't know how hard to push them. You don't know really how they're feeling, if they're telling the truth or not. But to get it, you know, to get down on that the last stretch there, it's pretty darn satisfying.
I'll bet.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, Fred, Rich Calkins here. You obviously working with my brother all those years gave you incredible mental training to really transfer over to this marathon paddling.
I'm sorry, what was the last part?
Just how you were able to transfer over working with my brother all those years and then transfer that to how it works with paddling.
Yeah, mental toughness, no kidding.
Yes.
Oh, man, I miss those days, though.
So what are your plans for next year?
Not sure yet. I don't know. They don't have a grand veteran bonus or class yet.
Yeah.
I'm 71 now. My old partner Tim McClure, he's getting up there too, and hopefully we could do another race together, because we still have the veteran record. So it'd be nice to set a grand veteran record.
Sure would.
Fred, and Fred's still working. We called him at work today. So not only is he 71 and paddling the races,
Still working.
but still putting in his days at the mill. Fred, you're a credit to longevity for sure.
Well, thanks a lot, you guys.
Yeah.
Hey, Fred, thanks for your time as always. Congratulations again on another really great, an inspiring race, really, and we really appreciate your time.
Well, thank you, and thank you guys for all the advertising and coverage. Thanks to the committee, the volunteers, spectators. It was a great race.
Fred, real quickly, what did you think about the team that won?
Oh, awesome. The guy I work with, it's probably going to be his future son-in-law someday. So it was very, very happy. I was very happy to see who won, and both those kids are super nice kids and well deserved.
Yeah, Taranjo told me that he thought they were the favorites. When we were talking about the race ahead of time, we really thought legitimately there was probably 6, maybe even 8 teams that could have won the race, yet these kids beat West Dean to the river. We were right there.
Yeah.
They were the first ones in, and that's what Wes is usually good at, is getting into the river before anybody else. They had a strategy, and they paddled their asses off all the way and never lost the lead. That was shocking to us.
No kidding, and what a race to watch, Like, there was 10 teams, like you said, that could have won that race, and the field is so thick anymore, it just makes for great competition.
Yeah. Well, kudos to you. When you were off the air, we said nothing but praise to you.
I hope so. That's pretty nice of you guys.
But, it's guys like you that have grown this race. I mean, I don't. When you started racing, what was your first year in the river?
95 with my brother.
Okay,
and
so
they had an amateur class back then, and we won that with a time of 16:02, I believe.
Could you ever imagine then having 116 teams clogging Peninsula Street.
No, and our run to the river was a long one because we blew our buoy turn pretty good in the sprints. So I was kind of out of breath when I hit the water there.
Yeah. Well, at least you didn't blow out an Achilles like we've heard, or some other horror stories. But again, just thanks for your perspective and your continued racing, and God bless it if you're hitting 72.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, you guys. Nice talking to you all.
You bet.
Nice talking to you. All right.
Bye-bye.
There we go.
Fred Mills.
71 years old.
He doesn't realize it because they're all so humble, but truly an inspiration for everybody.
I've never seen him without a smile on his face.
Yeah, exactly.
What really
Always.
good people on this planet. I really like Fred.
Yeah.
Carrying the torch, the Al Wilding torch,
yes.
widening torch. So, what was Al's last? What was he? 80.
His last race was 89. His last finish was 87, I believe. Was
At age 87.
At age 87, when he
as a
finished.
legit-
A legitimate marathon.
I mean, that's
got a ways to go.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah,
Isn't it something?
his last one they pulled out at Foot Dam. It was they. I think
you can't. Everybody can't be Barry Sanders. You don't go.
no, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Talking about just briefly how I ended the conversation with Fred there about Weston Willoughby winning the race, because I know you and Keith were talking before we got on the air that it was a surprise that they never were caught.
Never. I mean, because look at these guys. I mean, with Wes Dean,
I was looking at the split
Chris
times.
Isendorf and Christoph Prue, and we're talking world class former marathon champions.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Davis, I think he finished 6th in this marathon. They're the defending champs, and they could never catch up.
Well, they finished a ways back.
Ways back, yes, that was shocking. Usually they're great in the deep water, and they make up time in the second half. But again, as we were talking off air, the heat and humidity all night long. It never got below like 60-some degrees all night, and the amount of humidity, the fog the first couple of hours, I was shocked. Stefan Bridge was covered in fog.
Was it?
Yes. It was wild early on for something, the condensation, the moisture in the air.
You couldn't see down to the
You
river?
couldn't hardly see. And so, excuse me. But then it lifted. Mile Pond didn't have any fog. It's just shocking how things changed throughout the night. And then the heat the next day was brutal, just brutal. I mean, not a cloud in the sky. The sun was beaten down. I mean, as a spectator, it was unbelievable.
I still cannot believe, what was it, 103
teams finished
under the 17 hour.
Under the, what is it, 19 hours.
19 hours,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Rich, you also mentioned maybe a new trend starting. There are feeders out there, and maybe there are splashers too.
Oh yeah, well Wes Dean, he kind of hit the wall last year and all that. His feed team had a bucket of water at Foot Dam waiting for him. So when he got down that steep hill, someone threw a full bucket of icy cold water on him to cool his body core there. I mean, it was a time planned thing, and he stopped. Boom, they got the splash and then kept going. So it was, and guys were wearing those things around their neck, those cooling things. Yeah. They would keep putting icy cold water on them and all of that just because of the heat this year. So that's what's so amazing.
Well, you think about, I'm sure a lot of these first-timers never thought of that and everything else. And you think about how 19 hours is an official finish. Well, the winning team was right at 14 hours, right?
It was 14-17.
Yeah. So an extra 5 hours on the river. Mm-hmm.
That's.
I mean, kudos to. Yeah, I'm not doing it.
Speaking of first-time paddlers, I won't forget to mention this time. I had it teed up last time when we were on the air, and I never got to mention it. But this first-time paddler team from the UK.
Right.
Yes.
Mike Thornton, 60, and a mixed team, Shireen Voller, who's 47, first-time paddlers. Yeah. And I was going to mention them, saying, well, we got to watch them quickly because they're going to get knocked out of the race. How do you practice when you're across the pond? You don't know the river.
Right.
First-time paddlers.
They're paddling on the River Thames.
Exactly.
I watched them all.
They win the rookie division.
And they kept passing boats. They finished 30th overall. 30th overall.
Oh, my God.
First-time paddlers.
A mixed team?
A mixed team. First-time paddlers.
Well, they're doing something over there.
That's right.
I think it's one of the most remarkable stories of this race.
Wow.
It truly is. Truly is, Keith. Again, you and I were talking off the air. They had to know, I bet you they had contacts with the other UK teams from years past,
Right.
because we had teams come over. So they probably got the bug somehow, some way through them. It'd be interesting to know if they come back and talk to them, how they found out about this race and all of that.
Where did that probably put them like in the top 5 of the mixed teams?
Fifth in the mixed teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the mixed teams.
Yep.
The fifth.
Yeah, that's
And if these folks are back next year, we got to talk with them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What a story.
just incredible. I
All
mean, a new youth record was a time that Kyle Isendorf, Chris's son, and Dane Trudgeon, they had a 15-hour, 21-minute in the youth division. That's a new
I
record.
saw their finish. They were cramping badly. They couldn't get out of the boat.
Yeah,
One
both
kid couldn't
real
get out of
thin
the-
guys,
Yeah.
you know, they don't have a ton of excess
Yeah.
body fat, and so yes.
And we mentioned a team from Texas, combined age of 31, a 15 and 16-year-old.
Yes, yeah, the Orr brothers
Yeah.
there, they did really, really well for both of them their rookie year. Yeah, just did
Finished
amazing.
Just over 16 hours.
Yes,
Yep.
yeah.
All right, we're going to head to a break here because there's a lot of other sports to get to. When we return, we will have Lynn Henning on from the Detroit News, his update on the trades that the Tigers made and all the other teams made. We've got a flop from the Lions to discuss and so much more. So we'll be back here on Up North Sports Radio's Friday Faceoff, brought to us by TVCAirport.com. It's time for Destination.
The Traverse City Record Eagle supports WCMU Public Radio in Traverse City with Total Access Record Eagle subscriptions. Total Access means home delivery of the printed paper, plus on-demand access to local and breaking news and other community publications online or on the app. Find out more at record-eagle.com/subscriptions or call 231-946-2187. That's 231-946-2187. The Traverse City Record Eagle proudly serves 13 counties in northwestern Lower Michigan.
This summer, fly nonstop from TVC to 20 amazing destinations, like their newest route, New Haven, Connecticut. Fly nonstop with American, Delta, and United, or enjoy ultra-low fares on Allegiant, Avelo, Sun Country, and TVC's newest airline, JetBlue. TVCAirport.com. Who knew? Fresh air is a destination. Breathe in the glacial carved canvas of northern Michigan's finest golf courses, and have your breath taken away by scenic vistas from tee to green. The perfect place to perfect your game in more ways than one. The waves, woods, and wonder of Bel Air. Escape every day. Discover the magic of 90 holes at one resort. Shanty Creek Resort in Bel Air and online at shantycreek.com.
It's time for Destination MLB. Jerry Coyne, Kevin Klein in our TVC Airport studios. And Kev, counting the people jumping on the airplane to Philly.
Oh, you can get on board today. Get on to go and watch the whole weekend series. 372. One way is a round trip. Awesome opportunity, but it's nonstop with American Airlines.
The Phillies are in the hunt big time in the National League. Tigers, of course, regaining their winning ways. They have the most wins in baseball again. Their record's a touch off because they, for some reason, played 2 more games than almost everybody else. I don't know what that's about.
Well, schedule, but, I think it's due to the fact that I'm in studio, Come on, let's say it. The winning streak is back. I apologize to all the fans out there that I missed that week, and so therefore I'm back. And we'll make sure it happens.
Too bad you can't be a relief pitcher. We could use your. We'll see. They already snagged a couple of guys. I don't know if they're going to make one more deal before the trading deadline. We're taping this on Thursday, so. But they look back. Kerry Carpenter's back. We talked about him, and now it's just better hitting.
Well, yeah, and when everybody's healthy, that's the start of the season. We're healthy. We're strong. That All-Star break, I always worry about that, where you lose the momentum because you take the break. but we were a little beat up. So now, hey, let's get back.
We got a lot of other travel opportunities.
Yes, we do. So when you look at coming up against the White Sox here in mid-August, they're a little more expensive, $588. That was, remember,
300s.
That was low 300s when we
Right.
started. So planning against that, and then against the Twins, you can do Delta or Sun Country. That's about $448. So that's following that Chicago series. Then we're back home again, away in Oakland. Now, this is one we remember when we talked about.
Well, they got to fly into Sacramento. I mean, it's a drive. It's an hour and a half drive from Oakland Airport to Sacramento, where the A's are actually playing.
Okay, so that's still, because it's West Coast. Now we're less than a month away, and that's about $850. So that I'm like, but oh well. But hey, coming back, you got Chicago. The Kansas City Royals there. That's 330 or 322 going through Chicago on that one. Then we have our home stands, and then we hit the Yankees in September at 289. This is United through Newark, again, nonstop.
Nonstop, Traverse City to Newark Airport.
Yep, and then you catch the train in and everything else. So 289 there. And then, basically we head to the end of the season where the JetBlue,
the TVC takeoff to Beantown.
Yes, and JetBlue nonstop, 256. Book it now.
Whether you win the trip or not.
Yeah.
You're 256.
Yeah, now's the time to book that.
Yeah, and there are tickets available. We have the tickets for the contest. And so go online, get your tickets. Trust me, you won't have any problems moving them by the end of the year.
No, absolutely. And, $256 for an airline trip to Boston. Wow, that's outstanding. JetBlue is a great airline. They're new here to Traverse City, and they'll be serving us through October. So come on out, give it a try.
Yeah. But go to Q100 Michigan, and you can sign up once a day to win the trip of a lifetime. 3 nights in Boston in the Back Bay Hotel, round-trip airfare from JetBlue, and 2 really nice tickets to see the Tigers. Hopefully, wouldn't it be great if that was the day they clinched the pennant?
Yeah, that'll be great. That'll be great.
All right, there you go. Go to tvcairport.com or Q100 Michigan to register, and get on the road and see our Tigers.
Go Tigers.
All right, there you go. That is Destination MLB, Rich, that great contest that we have with Cherry Capital Airport. Lynn, I'm sure you've been to Fenway plenty, but Lynn Henning joining us on the phone. 3 days in Boston for free airfare and a Tigers game at Fenway. Doesn't get any better than that.
No, Fenway is one of those places like Augusta National. It's not overrated. Whatever you've imagined it to be, generally it exceeds even what you visualized. And I'm glad for that trip and glad for whoever wins, because not only, of course, is Fenway special, but so is Boston. And that is just a wonderful place to be anytime, let alone in summer, which is probably the best of all.
Yeah, the rundown now after the trade deadline, this is getting to be like its own cottage industry, isn't it, Lynn?
Yeah, it is. It was amazing to see just how absorbed everybody was this week. I mean, everybody checking their phone, checking their laptops, finding out what was going on, what was rumored, what was being done. And that's because it is dramatic. I mean, rosters take on different configurations, and people with past records end up so oftentimes joining a team, and that is exciting stuff for fans. So it is. It's a remarkable week, and boy, the Tigers confirmed just how much business you can and sometimes must do, and I've never seen a market like this one. There were so few sellers and so many buyers, and I all the more was impressed with what Detroit was able to make of that by taking the bulk arms. They didn't get the headline guy that fans really like and want and get excited by, but I think in terms of the integrity of the roster, and particularly adding as much pitching as they did when they needed it so desperately, I thought that was very good work by the front office.
Well, you're in the minority thinking that way, Lynn, and I'm with you, by the way. So we're in the minority because the Tigers are getting panned for what they didn't do, and I don't quite understand it.
Yeah, ESPN had him in the losers category.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the reason that people don't understand it is because they don't understand what was being asked.
Right.
And the price tag was so heavy to get even a guy like I mean, anywhere you looked, if there was going to be a Eugenio Suarez or a Bednar, any of those guys, they wanted anybody from Brasino up through Max Clark, through McGonigal, through any of the big ones that the Tigers couldn't get. Lorenzo, Bryce Rayner, any of those guys. Well, Scott Harris is playing it smart because those are going to be the core of your future rosters, and that's what keeps the team competitive. I said for 40 years, this team has to start drafting better. That's the only way they're going to get back into the pink. Well, they're drafting better, so you don't turn around then and just blow those trade chips with a quest over the next 10 weeks to try to get stronger heading into the playoffs. That's just being stupid. It's short-sighted. It's penny-wise. It's pound-foolish. Anything you want to say about it. Harris did a beautiful job. He didn't sacrifice essential farm talent, and he got 5 pitchers. Well, that's really doing a very good job in my estimation. They're not high horsepower, 100-mile-an-hour throwers, anything like that, but they're guys who get the job done, and that's really what this team needed.
Well, you know, on top of the fact that everybody, like you said, everybody wanted bullpen help. Then, you know, Clase gets out of the mix with his gambling thing. Batista blows his shoulder out. And then the Red Sox get so close in that Chapman is erased. So on top of a thin market, it just got thinner.
Yeah.
So, and who was it? What did Bednar get? The third best prospect in baseball went for Bednar? Is that what they...
No, that was for Miller.
For Miller, right.
Right, yeah.
But the retail price was just exorbitant.
Right.
And Scott Harris isn't going to get pulled into this thing, and that's why I think he's doing a good job as this new chief. He understood immediately they had to draft better. Those were his first moves as the new GM. And then now that he's accrued some very, very good players, he's not going to simply shove them to another team for a high celebrity 10-week rental, which would have been the case for a guy like Suarez.
Yeah.
Right.
And so that just is being smart. Gone are the days, guys, when you try to win it all today. You can't play it like that. There's too much capriciousness in the playoffs.
Yeah, no doubt.
That'll leave you holding the bag.
Yeah.
And so what you try to do is keep and for the long term, keep a competitive team that when you leave spring training, you got a good shot. That's what he's trying to do, because when you have a good shot, good things can happen for the remainder of the season and through the next trade deadline that can put you over the top if the price is reasonable. But this year wasn't one of those years. There were too few sellers.
Yeah. Now, Lynn, are you surprised by the maturity of Scott Harris because how young a GM he is? He's showing maturity like he's been doing this for 40 years.
Yeah, that's a great question, Rich, because I do think there's a reason this kid got hired. I say kid, he's 37, 38. There's a reason he got hired.
That old.
He beat out, he beat out a lot of guys for that job, and good talent. And there's a reason that Chris Ilitch identified him as being the bright light that he is, because that came through magnificently when he was going up against a very good stable of experienced guys. Mm-hmm. And what you're seeing is all of the smarts that he has, coupled with his experience with Theo Epstein, and he's got an awful lot that he's understudied at with the Cubs and with the Giants, and you're seeing it all coalesce with his own image of what this roster should be. he's making the moves that I thought they should have been making all along, beginning with the draft. And again, I can't emphasize enough, fellas, that's what's turning this thing around. That's why they were able to have that second half push last year. Youth. Not overinvestment with decaying flesh that you're paying $100 million for. That isn't going to get it done. You do it with youth and with talent that begins to mature. And that's precisely what they've got in the works here, which is why they're having success.
Well, the one thing that I want to throw in here a little bit is the effect that Chris Fetters have. Every time a pitcher seems to cut on this roster, Paddock has been up and down. I don't know how much Fetter has to do with it when he talks to, like, if he just, maybe he's like St. Peter, he just puts his hand on your shoulder and you're just better. Paddock pitches brilliantly in the game against the Diamondbacks, who came in hot as hell. Baseball is such a funny thing. They get shelled by the Mariners, and then the next highest hitting team in baseball, the Diamondbacks, come to the squad, and they hold that offense down, and they put 20 runs on the board. Lynn, you follow a crazy sport.
It is crazy, and Fetter does have a reputation, deservedly, as being one of the best pitching coaches in the business. Now, you can also say, why then didn't he straighten out Matt Manning? Why is Cater Montero still showing youth more than maturity? I mean, you can go down the list of those who've been sent down or released, and he wasn't able to fix. There's a limit to what you can reconstruct. But he is very, very good. And in this case, they got guys that they knew, not only from their own metrics readings and from their scouting reports, but they've got a ton of video on these guys. The big deal right now with this team, guys, is they can identify things. And they see it with terrific insight by virtue of the fact they've got such excellent sabermetrics people and students, not only reading the RPMs and the vertical and all the other stuff that goes into pitching evaluation, but they see so much video. And they're sharp guys. They're really good at identifying people that aren't necessarily on everybody's screen. And you're seeing that, too, with the people that they poach from the Korean League, from the independent leagues. They're really taking a very wide net across the planet, as it were, to try to get people where eventually a couple of those guys will shake out. That's what the Tampa Bay Rays do.
Yeah.
They're very, very good at extending a wide swath in reach and hoping that they can get a couple of guys to emerge from a whole net full of fish. And that's a great approach. The Tigers are doing that. The Tigers are, right now, I think, one of the smartest organizations in baseball. I certainly wouldn't have said that for a lot of years. But this is a different group, developmentally different, drafting for sure different, and there was the front door that they really needed to poke open. And now you're seeing it, too, with the refinements that are being made even at the big league level. So I think this product is in very good hands, and that's not something I think a lot of people would have said even a few years ago.
That's right. That's right. Hey, Lynn, I'm curious about what your day was like yesterday. You're a working newsman. Were you like the rest of us, just refreshing our browsers, or are you texting, working the phones, talking to scouts and GMs and or front office people? What are you doing on trade deadline day?
It's a great question, Keith, and you can imagine because we're both so steeped in this business. But yeah, it began yesterday morning with trying to keep up with the flurry of moves that already were being made. And the next thing you knew, I was in East Lansing, and actually on Michigan State's campus. My wife and I are on a vacation. We're in Frankenmuth today. And we were taking a stroll, and I'm keeping my eyes on all of the deals, talking with various, you're right, I was talking with various people about what might happen. Next thing we know, the deals are coming down. So I had to go over to the MSU Union with my laptop, and I wrote my story from the MSU Union.
There you go.
And then I left for a dinner date in Frankenmuth with friends. Well, Gary Shire, my old predecessor, is a state news sports editor. And we were going to Zender's, and it wasn't very strategic to have a 6 p.m. dinner reservation. I knew that. But I thought after the deals were made, by mid-afternoon, they were done.
Yeah.
Well, sure enough, we're getting into Zender's parking lot and find out that they've gotten Charlie Morton. So I raced back to the house, edited that thing, and changed but that is an example, yes, Keith,
chaos
of how crazy is deadline day, and I certainly knew it going in, and I knew it at the end of the day.
Well, the Tigers are jumping right into the hot sauce in Philly. A great pitching matchup scheduled for this weekend, Lynn. Already we're going to get a pretty good look at how the Tigers are going to match up against the potential entry into the World Series.
Yeah, this is going to be a really tough.
Oh yeah,
way to jump into the post-deadline schedule here with a team as potent as Philadelphia, and yet you might as well take them on now and see how you stack up. And I think probably it's underestimated that the Tigers, especially since Kerry Carpenter got back, have sort of reclaimed their offense.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yep.
And if you get the good pitching that they generally can get, and now they have a much stronger bullpen, they really, truly do, suddenly you can begin to see perhaps a team that resembled more of the team that we saw through the first 3-4 months, and not the one from a couple of weeks ago that had fallen from the sky. That was an interlude. Most teams go through them. But I always thought they needed to get Kerry Carpenter back because he tends to relax the lineup.
Yeah.
And they don't feel like they have to do it themselves. And sure enough, I don't think it was coincidental, guys. He gets back, and suddenly you get a ball in the seats and one up against the wall, and then everybody starts hitting. Mm-hmm. I really believe that was a component that they were lacking. And boy, it's again hard to argue against that this week. But you also knew that guys like Colt Keith eventually are going to be hitting here probably the way he did the end of last season. That's inevitable. Parker Meadows needs to get going. Gleyber
Didn't they put him on the DL? Didn't Meadows go back on the DL?
No, I didn't. He didn't go on the IL, did he?
Okay, I thought I heard that. Never mind. Keep talking. I'm sorry.
But anyway, you knew, though, that guys, that there was going to be an eventual return to better offensive baseball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And their pitching now is got some girding that it didn't have. You're not going to have to worry so much about the bullpen situation. I think it's terrific that they can move Melton into that relief role, which is what a lot of us thought they were going to do even before they called him up. And so there should be a much sturdier baseball team here as they approach August. Now, again, could they get massacred this weekend against the Phillies? Sure. The Phillies can do it, but this is baseball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so trying to make any degree of certain predictions here is ridiculous. They definitely are better than they were 72 hours ago, and I think that's really what everybody wanted to see on Friday. How much better might they be, particularly in the pitching side?
Well, I'm going to leave with this because the first time we had you on this year, Flaherty was not pitching so well, and we targeted his start at the Blue Jays. I don't know if you remember that or not, Lynn, and he pitched brilliantly. So let's just say we need a great outing by Jack Flaherty tonight against Ranger Suarez. If Flaherty pitches like he can, this is going to be a 1-0, 2-1 ball game.
Yeah, he's important. I mean, with Reese Olson gone now, they're really looking at pretty much a three-man rotation here that you can get by with in the playoffs, but they need to have Flaherty pitching like that number 2 guy. And if he is, then suddenly, again, you've got a rotation here that looks like it can hold up into and through October. But first things first, it will be interesting to see what revelations are made this weekend, because this is going to be a stiff test. That Phillies team can really lay it on you.
And they put the Tigers guys again on Sunday Night Baseball.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah, this is a hot ticket to Tigers
Yeah.
nationally. I mean, they just are. And
Third time in the last 4 Sundays, the Tigers have been the.
Yeah.
I mean, when was the last time you said that? And it looks like Morton will pitch that game.
and he is such an appealing gentleman. You hear him talk, and you feel like you're listening to Solomon. I mean, he has immense wisdom about him.
Boy, I get called
And,
Solomon all the time.
Yeah, I get confused with him. And it really, guys, it's going to be a lot of fun to see exactly what materializes here as they enter into August here, and suddenly you get into the stretch.
Lynn, thanks so much for taking the time out. Especially, I didn't know you were on vacation with your wife. But
that's immaterial, Jerry. I was just talking with you, with Rich and Keith.
Yeah.
To talk baseball with you gentlemen.
Thanks.
Well, thank you.
Obviously, she's not listening. So
She doesn't listen to me anytime.
Good to hear your voice, pal.
Stay in
Okay,
touch.
fellas.
If you're going to be up here for golf, we want to get around in.
Thanks, Lynn.
Bye-bye.
Okay, you bet, guys.
Take care, Lynn. Bye-bye.
All right, there you go. What a great guy. We got some messages from our very fine partners. We'll be back right after this with more on the sports. Unfortunately, we have to report a little woes with our Detroit Tigers and catch you up on some of the other things happening in the world of sports on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY's Friday Face-Off, brought to us by TVCAirport.com.
Sports on the Michigan News Network.
Last night, we got our first taste of football this season with the Hall of Fame game. The Lions were featured in the NFL's first preseason game of the year against the Chargers, and it was quite the struggle as Detroit lost 34-7. Those struggles were exemplified with 5 total turnovers. As expected, no key players took the field in last night's game. Detroit will have their second preseason game 1 week from today when they take on Atlanta. Meanwhile, the Tigers resume play today for the first time since the trade deadline. Detroit hoping to grow their win streak to 5 as they begin a new series with the Phillies. Prior to yesterday's trade deadline at 6 p.m., the Tigers traded for several pitchers to beef up their staff. Those pitchers including names such as Chris Paddock, Rafael Montero, and Charlie Morton. As reported last night, wide receiver Terry McLaurin has requested a trade away from the Washington Commanders. Last season with Washington, he caught for over 1,000 yards and 13 touchdowns. I'm Dustin Fiocco with the Michigan News Network.
Some things in life are preventable. Ooh, gas station sushi. Yum! That's preventable.
I'm just going to tell my boss what I really think of him.
Oh boy. That's preventable.
Maybe a face tattoo would look good.
That's preventable too. The Colorectal Cancer Alliance wants you to know a lot of things in life are preventable. Colon cancer is common and deadly, but that's also preventable.
Oh my gosh, it's a bear! Let's get a selfie with it.
Also preventable. The Alliance is doing its part to end colorectal cancer. Now, do yours. Get involved. And if you're 45 or older, talk to your doctor about the colon cancer screening options available to you.
Betcha I can eat 50 hot dogs in an hour.
Preventable!
Actually, Your Honor, I'm representing myself.
Go to colorectalcancer.org to learn more. That's colorectalcancer.org. And together, we can save lives.
Hey, honey.
Oh no.
Check this out.
No.
Welcome back to Friday Face-Off on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY, brought to us by TVCAirport.com. Jerry Coyne in studio with Keith Gave and Rich Calkins. And guys, you know, you can't take away too much from this early of football. It's definitely a throwaway game. Just the overall performance of the Lions is just a little disturbing.
Not to me.
Yeah.
As opposed to how much better the Chargers looked? Okay.
Meaningless.
Okay.
There's only one thing worse than exhibition or preseason hockey, and that's preseason football.
Yeah.
How many guys do we see with the last names on the back that we're going to see in November, December, Rich?
Yeah, very few, if any. But yeah, the only concerning thing overall to me, Keith, in this is that the turnover bug that the last time we saw the Lions in the playoffs, and a team that bases everything on culture. Yeah, I just didn't want to see the team turn the ball over like they did. You know, I didn't expect a real efficient offense, a super great defense, or any of that. I just expected, you know, fundamental turnover-free football, and that didn't happen right from the first time the Lions touched the football till the end of the game.
That experiment went out the window.
Yeah, it sure
The
did.
linebacker will not be returning the
Right,
ball on
exactly.
kickoff.
Yeah, you usually those two don't cross over much, linebacker and return guy.
You got a new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator, a lot of new stuff, and they're feeling their way around. After a game like last night, you can coach the hell out of these guys. Now.
Exactly.
You got their attention.
A lot of coaching
You can be
points.
tough on them now.
Probably the thing that was most upsetting to me was Ennis Rakestraw. He looked slow. He looked like he didn't belong in an NFL uniform. He was the second
round pick
last year. I know he was hurt. You know, and the reports out of camp was that he was looking okay. Well, he certainly didn't look okay last night at all. So maybe they can coach him up a little bit. Or I don't know if you dump a second-round draft pick 1 year into your thing, but they have a lot of options in the defensive backfield that they're going to have to sort out. And Rakestraw might be a casualty that for a scouting staff and a general manager that really values their draft picks, that's a glaring deficiency to lose a player like that.
They can't all be winners.
No, I understand.
They drafted really well. If they get one that doesn't work out like this guy, that happens in football. They got five or six are going to work out, and one guy's not.
They'll give him the full year, I believe.
The good news is, like you said, Jerry, they have options. They're pretty set back there.
Yeah.
Yeah. This Terrion Arnold, he left practice with a little injury the other day. Hopefully that's nothing long term that's going to be nagging. So just all you got to do, get through the preseason, get your work done, and be healthy going into the season.
Yeah, it just, you're talking about the Lions playing, again, in a super early game, a team that really doesn't put any effort into their preseason games. Some teams put more into it than not. It's something that Campbell just doesn't believe in at all.
Right. No game planning, none of that.
But you got Harbaugh there. And it just the whole thing is...
The Harbaugh factor is right. I mean, this guy plays to win every damn game.
Yeah, he plays to win checkers.
He does, exactly.
Who's got it better than us?
Yes.
Nobody. That's
Crown me.
Yes. Yes.
So, that's probably the dichotomy that's most glaring. You're like, well, what's wrong with us? Well, I don't know what's wrong with us.
I was not prepared for football. It's July 31st.
I get it.
Exactly.
Way too early. And what do you think of this, too? I mean, there are people I've read, and I agree with, that the way the Tigers are going this summer is taking a lot of attention away from the Lions, which isn't a bad thing, right?
I've been downstate a couple of times in the past week listening to the ticket, and that is like one of their favorite topics is where's the Lions buzz? Now, I know the guys that are, that some of the sportscasters, Mike Stone in particular has been filling in for Valenti because he's on vacation.
Right.
And I said, well, Mike, we're sold out of the Lions. We sold out in 4 days. So I don't know if that means that there's no buzz for them or not. I mean, you can't buy a ticket. People are already buying tickets for road games for the Lions. So I don't know how much buzz you think you need. You got to have talking points on talk.
They're trying to program talk.
I understand. I mean, luckily we don't have to do this show every day.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Could you imagine trying to drum up ideas on a daily basis?
It's hard enough to do it once a week.
Yeah.
But all eyes are on the Lions. I disagree with you. I mean, the Tigers. Yeah, people are excited, but from what I can tell, everybody thinks that the Tigers are already their season's already over.
Because of that stretch.
Because the stretch, this team's not very good, and and then they didn't do anything in
The trade deadline. And all this. Yeah.
I mean, there's some things that I see about the Tigers that are bothersome to me. Like, we talked about it last week, Rich and I. Like Riley Green's swing seems to have a whole bunch of holes in it, and Baez is now backsliding a little bit. Would you be surprised to see the Tigers in the World Series? I would.
Well, yes. Obviously, it's still a young team with holes, but 2 or 3 years from now, will I be surprised? No, because they're building something here, like Lynn said, and I agree completely with that. And let this team, with their cornerstone players, mature a little bit more, add a little bit more pitching. They can be there in 2 or 3 years. I think it's ridiculous to expect the parade down Woodward Avenue this year. But they're 9 games up right now.
Oh, I get it.
They're gonna they get warm in the playoffs, and they could do something a lot of fun for a lot
Well,
of
the
us.
Central's been started off so rock solid, and now they're all.
Yeah, I know.
Hey,
Minnesota got rid of
10 people.
Unbelievable.
How would you like to be a fan of that team?
I mean, look at what they got for what they didn't get for Korea.
Yeah. He goes
Plus
back
the
to
$30 million of his $100 million contract.
I can't believe the Tigers didn't get in on that.
Yeah.
They could have used. I mean, Carlos Correa coming back to play for Hinch. I would love to see. Scott Harris would never comment it in a million years. But was that even like a possibility? Oh yeah. Well, I'll send you my 5th best prospect, and you're going to eat a third of the contract. Yeah, Max Clark isn't ready to come next year and play shortstop. That was probably the most surprising move.
Korea can still play, huh?
Oh yeah.
And who did the Royals pick up? The Royals got one of the best hitters in baseball. I can't remember who was.
Houston's going to put Correa at third.
Sure.
Yes. Baez at short, Correa at third on the left side. My goodness.
Yeah. And look, Seattle, look what the Mariners did.
Yeah, yes. Oh, yes.
I mean, they got Suarez, and then they got Naylor the week before.
Bottom line is, we don't have to worry about Minnesota sneaking up on Detroit in these playoffs.
No, their season is, that was a total, we're looking to the future now, and that was shocking.
They took it all apart. And they kept, they got Byron Buxton. He's the only player that they have, and they're selling the team. Which is a lot of this is,
and that happens
sense.
Exactly.
Yes.
When you get new ownership going, that's exactly what happens with all that.
Yeah, the Royals got Mike Yastrzemski.
Oh yeah, I saw. That
just blew my mind.
That was
again.
shocking.
The Tigers with Meadows, bouncing around like it. For what they gave up to get Mike Yastrzemski, I would have loved to seen him in a Tigers uniform.
I would like
there was talk on when I was down in Detroit on Tuesday that Stephen Kwan might be available.
Oh, there was a lot of that talk. Oh my
God, he didn't move.
He didn't, but dang, I thought.
And the other thing that a couple people are talking about, why the Tigers maybe should have been a little bit more urgent, is most of the supposed talk experts in metropolitan Detroit think there's no way in the world that the Tigers are going to re-sign Skubal. So you've got 1 year left.
Yeah.
Okay. So and I have to agree with them.
I do too.
Is Chris Ilitch going to sign up for a $700 million pitcher?
No.
It would be stunning.
It sure would.
That will not happen.
His dad would have to come to him in the middle of the night and inhabit his body.
Yeah.
But so that means that this time next year, they're talking about
trading him,
or actually you got to deal him over the season this year.
Yeah.
If you're going to get exactly what you need.
If you know that there's no chance you got to get something for him.
Yeah. Stephen Kwan and Class
Oh my gosh.
Get two world class. I mean, Stephen Kwan is a super baseball player.
Absolutely. You'd have an everyday leadoff hitter.
Said, Mike Yastrzemski in a Tiger uniform as opposed to a Royals uniform. Royals are like 5.5 out of the wild card.
Right.
So they must know something we don't.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Something that we all know about, guys, is the balloons over Bel Air, Rich. We're getting closer and closer to that. That's August 22nd and 23rd. If you don't know by now, it's one of the great events that happens here in northern Michigan. nothing more stunning than like looking out over a vista and seeing like 25 hot air balloons over Lake Bel Air. It's amazing. That begins on Friday, August 22nd at 6:30 p.m. And then all day long on August 23rd. The Balloons Over Bel Air is a free, family-friendly event with no admission charge or parking fees. Usually the lodging books out for the event. There are still some rooms, but the best thing is that Rich gets to have his prime rib buffet on the deck there and
watch the balloons.
I love it. It is balloon. Thanks. So head over to shantycreek.com, and they're also in September they're having that great rates, $35 for any one of the golf courses. So those are getting booked out already. So get your stay and play package at shantycreek.com. Back after these words from our fine partners on Up North Sports Radio's Friday Face-Off, brought to us by tvcairport.com.
Who knew? Fresh air is a destination. Breathe in the glacial carved canvas of northern Michigan's finest golf courses and have your breath taken away by scenic vistas from tee to green. The perfect place to perfect your game in more ways than one. The waves, woods, and wonder of Bel Air. Escape every day. Discover the magic of 90 holes at one resort. Shanty Creek Resort in Bel Air and online at shantycreek.com.
Find new lower prices on summer golf deals that rock only at QDealsMI.com. Sugar Springs Golf Course in Gladwin awaits you. Right now at QDealsMI, you can get a round of golf with a card at Sugar Springs for just $25. That's half off. Or treat your whole foursome for just $75 and save even more. If you're headed north, your first stop needs to be QDealsMI.com for the lowest prices on golf at Sugar Springs Golf Course in Gladwin. Quantities are limited. When they're sold out, they're gone. Only from QDealsMI.com.
This summer, fly nonstop from TBC to 20 amazing destinations, like their newest route, New Haven, Connecticut. Fly nonstop with American, Delta, and United, or enjoy ultra-low fares on Allegiant, Avelo, Sun Country, and TBC's newest airline, JetBlue. TVCAirport.com.
The Traverse City Record Eagle supports WCMU Public Radio in Traverse City with Total Access Record Eagle subscriptions. Total Access means home delivery of the printed paper, plus on-demand access to local and breaking news and other community publications online or on the app. Find out more at record-eagle.com/subscriptions or call 231-946-2187. That's 231-946-2187. The Traverse City Record Eagle proudly serves 13 counties in northwestern Lower Michigan.
She's the love of your life, but she's getting old. Do you keep her or part ways? Thanks to Roscommon Auto Recyclers, you can get the older parts she needs to keep humming along. Roscommon Auto Recyclers has a large inventory of original manufacturer recycled auto parts. And if they don't have what you're looking for, the sales team can find it for you. Here's to many more years of the love of your life. Roscommon Auto Recyclers. They do it all. RoscommonAutoRecyclers.com.
Welcome back to Friday Face-Off here on Up North Sports Radio, 101.1 WGRY, brought to us by TVCAirport.com. Jerry Coyne, Rich Calkins as usual, and Keith Gave coming back into studio with us. He had to. We allowed him to go to the river last week. So.
I just want to thank you for including me again on our 3-hour marathon prior to the race. I got to tell you, I got to commend you and Cheryl, JC. The whole team was there. The staff was there. From running the VIP party that we had there at Riverside to. The technology was perfect.
Yes.
JJ did a great job. You had people running around taking video and so on.
Yeah.
I mean, you covered that race like a blanket, and I was happy to be part of it. Thank you.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, good to see J-Bo there. The whole crew was there. It was Zahner coming up from Grand Rapids. The whole thing was just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We got a lot of help from some listeners from 100.3, like 5 volunteers.
Wow.
That we couldn't, I think it might have been 6 even, that really helped us be able to put it on because it's a big effort.
Oh, it's you get that many people into an event like that, and a lot of people to take care of, and the great crew at Ray's too. It really help out too.
It's you know what, you got devoted listeners to this
you do.
Q100 at Blarney Stone Broadcasting. I mean, how many people came up to us at the tent and just wanted to say hi and thanks a lot. We listen to you all the time and we call you, and it was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, no, it's
pretty cool.
It's. I'm glad it's behind us. It is I don't want to say monumental effort, but a lot of people are involved, and it takes a lot of our focus. And we're glad to be a part of it. It's, I mean, even from the time that we've owned the stations to now, I mean, I think there was like 82 teams in the race
first,
in 2012, and now, it just gets bigger and bigger.
It does.
Consumers Energy taking a bigger and bigger portion out of that, and they want to be involved in the paddle challenge.
Is that right?
Yeah, so
wow,
we'll
look
see
at
what
you there.
happens there. Yeah.
Great.
Switching back to stuff though, Keith. I don't know when we'll have you back in again. What are your expectations for the Lions?
For the Lions?
The Detroit Lions, the football team.
The football team in Detroit. Yeah. I don't know that they'll be 15-2 again.
Oh, there's no way.
But I.
If they went 15-2.
Oh my God.
That would
at that schedule.
I'd rather have them go 15-2. That's 17, 12-5, and win the Super Bowl. I'm okay with that. I think they're.
I'd like to make it to the Super Bowl. We'll
me
figure
too.
That part out of it.
I agree with you. And I think this team is capable of doing that.
Yeah,
I'm excited for the football season. Let's get the exhibition season over with. Start playing real football.
Right.
I'm way more excited about NFL football and the Lions than I am about college football. I've given up on college sports. I can't keep up.
Yeah,
I can't keep up.
It changes a lot. Yeah, 11-12 wins for me with the Lions is where I'm expecting this team to be.
The road schedule is insane.
Yeah.
So they really do need to win all their home games this year. They lost 2 of them. The Lions, if the Lions lose 2 home games this year with the road schedule, they're going to be teetering on whether they make it into the playoffs.
Right.
Since I don't know if we'll have you back in soon enough, we'll just go over this schedule really quickly. Like, they start on the road at the Packers.
Right.
Okay,
a good time to play in Lambeau.
The Packers are the hot Bucks team.
Jordan Love's getting all kind of love right now.
Is Jordan Love really a great quarterback?
Oh my! What is the deal with that? The jump?
Know.
But this team likes to play in Green Bay. All of a
they
sudden.
do.
I kind
of
like.
Had a lot of success.
They've won like 5 years in a row in Green Bay.
That's right.
Then the Bears come to town. I think I agree with the talking heads, Rich, that it's going to take a Williams and Johnson a while to get this offensive his system down.
Yes.
And he's got to play on schedule.
Yes, that's his biggest weak point right now.
No doubt about it.
He's played a lot of helter-skelter ball, and he's had success with it, but that doesn't work in the NFL.
So, maybe you're right. Maybe the Lions go into Green Bay and win the first game of the year there, and then the Bears come in and they're 2-0.
2-0.
Then they're in Baltimore.
Yeah.
That's
always
that's
a
an
tough
L.
place to play.
Well, that's the highest bet team right now in the preseason, the Ravens to win the Super Bowl. They are loaded.
Talk about coaches who play to win all the time.
Yep.
Another Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then they get a break. The Browns come to Detroit.
Okay.
So maybe they're 3-1 there, right?
Yeah.
Then they got to go to Cincinnati, which is really a hard team to figure out, right?
It is.
Good offense.
They better sign Hendrickson.
Yeah, he's the only defender they have. I mean,
that defense was worse than the Lions' defense at the end of the year.
And we had third-string guys playing.
Oh, by the way, then they go to Kansas City.
Oh.
So they're 4-2.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the Bucks come to town. Bucks could easily
They play the Lions tough.
Another team.
They play the Lions tough.
All right.
Then the Vikings come to Detroit.
Okay.
And, a team that's loaded, and then what is J.J.
McCarthy,
like?
yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So
they're 5-3.
Okay. Then we play at the Commanders. I like the Lions to wipe the floor with the Commanders in that game.
6-3.
That's just going to be a game that's going to be circled a couple weeks
for
out.
Sure.
Oh, yes.
That ain't happening.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Right? Then we play a team called the Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia.
6-4.
Yeah.
The Giants come to Detroit.
7-4.
And the Packers come to Detroit.
8-4.
Okay. Then the Cowboys come to Detroit.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. So they're 9-4 if you think that.
Yeah.
Then we head to the Rams. 9-5.
That could be an L, yeah.
Steelers come to Detroit. That'll be a very interesting game.
be.
That's the last, I believe that's the last Lions home game. Then they play at Minnesota and at Chicago.
Okay. So, yeah. Yeah, I think. Yeah, tough schedule.
11-6, 12-5.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
11-6 sounds about right.
Yeah. That does.
Okay.
It's going to be fun.
Going to be a fun
Fun.
All right.
It'll be a blast.
There you go.
Here we go.
Thank you.
Hey, break.
All right, thanks for joining us here on Finding Fairways on Up North Friday Face-Off on Up North Sports Radio. Don't forget, Finding Fairways will be on tomorrow and Sunday at 9 a.m. if you like your golf talk. Tiger baseball here at 7:10 against the Phillies.
Woo.
Big series happening. So we want to thank Fred Mills and Lynn Henning for joining us here on the radio, and thanks for Keith to come in. Here's Infinity Sports Radio.
Hey, it's Anthony Bellino from Spin on Sports, Michigan Sports Dog Morning Show on the Great Voice Radio Network. Heard live weekday mornings from 6 to 9 right here on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY. Whether it's Tigers, Pistons, Red Wings, Lions, Michigan State, the Big Ten, the Mid-American Conference, all the headlines, all the stories, and always Michigan teams first. It's all right here on Spin on Sports, weekday mornings from 6 to 9 on the Great Voice Radio Network. Heard locally on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY.
Their payroll, they dumped Correa, they dumped a bunch of guys that are going to start fresh next year, and they got a lot of prospects in return. For the Padres, they're trying to win a championship now, and you have to get the okay from ownership to say, all right, we're going to keep doing this, and we're going to keep going after championships until we get one of them. So I give ownership of the Padres a lot of credit for opening up the baseball world to their president and general manager and saying, go for it. Go for it. You know, I mean, you don't want to give up your future per se to win championships. The Yankees did that, and it backfired for a few years, and then they made a bunch of trades and got a minor league system back. But I think anytime you're going for championships in today's game and you're up against the Dodgers, you're up against the Yankees, I felt that the Blue Jays did some nice deals. It's not easy, and so if you're not willing to spend a bunch of money on free agents or adding to payroll, I think the Padres have done well.
Rob Dibble here on the show on a Friday. This is Ryder Than You. I am Bill Ryder on the Infinity Sports Network. Guardians fans not loving what their team did. Orioles fans not exactly excited about their team. I've seen some complaints out there from some other organizations. Who for you did not cover themselves in glory and should have in this trade deadline that's come and gone?
I won't say the Red Sox didn't, but I love Dustin May, and I hope he stays healthy. I love that kid, and I think they're going to love him. First of all, he's redheaded. I'm sure he's probably Irish. So being Irish Catholic in Boston's not going to hurt you. It's like Justin Turner. But if this kid can pitch well, get in there with Crochet and some of these other guys, Bayo, they've got a great rotation, and they've got a solid bullpen. I think it's a question of you're looking at guys that are coming back from injuries. Bregman just came back from an injury, and it's like, the Yankees have some guys coming back, including Aaron Judge. I don't know where the Yankees are going to fit all these new pieces. That's a problem. So just because you trade for 6 or 7 guys and basically 1/4 of your roster, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win a championship. Now you've got to acclimate those guys in the next 2 months, and hopefully they fit in well with what's been working, like for the Yankees. So I think the Red Sox could have done more. But if you see what all these teams were asking for, I think all the Red Sox fans that I talk to on a daily basis are happy that you didn't trade more to try to win a championship right now, because I think that the guys around you, the Blue Jays, the Yankees, they're stacked. Had you gone out there and given up your minor league system and you don't win a championship this year, I think the Red Sox fans would be more disappointed next year and the year after.
Dibs, remind me, were you traded or they tried to trade you? What was your trade history?
I was never traded. I was released by the White Sox, picked up by the Brewers in 45 minutes, and then signed a bunch of free agent deals when I was injured. So, but again, being traded is part of the business. I know some of these guys are bawling and crying. I was with the Reds for 11 years. Won a championship. During the strike in '94, they left all my stuff in the alleyway. Didn't even say goodbye. So
Really?
Yeah,
Literally?
that's the truth. That's the truth. When I was let go at the end of the '94 season, I was not only I already PO'd them because I was the player rep for the Reds during the strike. So that wasn't good. Number two, I was injured. I'd come off of major shoulder surgery, and so they basically packed all my stuff up, put it outside. Remember, old Riverfront was just basically you could drive your car right around the locker room, put it right there. I picked it up. There wasn't anybody waiting, and I just said goodbye to all my friends inside, that the equipment managers and stuff who are still there. Rick Stowe, Mark Stowe, Bernie Stowe, their father had been working for the Reds since the 40s. Those are really your best friends, not upper management. The equipment managers, traveling secretaries, those are the people that I would probably cry and say goodbye with. But all the other people, they could care less that you're gone.
Does it have an impact on individuals when they get traded, whether positive
Absolutely.
or negative? Are there if you get traded, right? What are the things you need to be able to do mentally or otherwise to just make sure that you go to a new team and you play well rather than because we've seen both outcomes when guys move.
Well, my life is God, family, and baseball in that order. And first of all, you got to straighten out your family business. Where are they going to stay? What are you going to do in the next 2 months in a new city? If you've been somewhere for, let's just say, 8 or 10 years, you probably got a house, your kids are in school. You've got to straighten that out quickly because school starts here in the next month. Other than that, you walk through the door, you're going to be welcomed by a lot of friends. With interleague play and the way a lot of these guys play winter ball now, like I did back in the day, I knew everybody. I don't care if you're American, from another country. I knew you, and I respected your game. So that's another thing. You're going to go in there. Everybody respects your game because we traded for you, so you're wanted. So you have that feeling of being wanted, but it's not easy. It's like your first day of school as a freshman in high school, man. You're not looking forward to that until you are looking forward to it. And it takes you a little bit of time. My biggest thing would be the uniform. I hated uniforms to begin with. I was always cutting my sleeves. I hated being in a uniform. It was constrictive. So I was always a problem when it came to that kind of crap. So just little things, as well as the big things, would bother me. New shoes. I wore one pair of shoes the entire season until I broke a spike or something. Your glove, all that kind of stuff. You're going to make sure your equipment gets there. I would go bananas if I didn't have some of my equipment that because that's the comfortable, area that you're in. So a lot of those things are what people don't think about until that you see that guy maybe struggle a little bit early. But there's a lot of things mentally because I believe the game's over 90% mental in baseball. These guys are physically almost the same, and it's the guys that have a stronger will and a stronger sense of confidence that sets them apart.
I 100% buy that. I think that's true all the way down to amateur sports. I'm talking to Rob Dibble here on the show. Dibbs, I'm really curious your perspective on this because you don't pull your punches and you're very candid, and I love that about you. I know this story is a little bit old, but I'm curious your perspective on Bryce Harper telling Mr. Manfred to get the bleep out of the clubhouse if he was going to discuss a salary cap.
First of all, congratulations to Bryce Harper. You've passed your final test of growing up. He knows the game is bigger than him. And this is a financial question. This is a business question. And days after a fantastic, and let me just say fantastic All-Star game, your commissioner's going to pull this crap. So that just shows you that they're all about money first. They don't care about the perception of the game, how the fans love the game. The game's been great the last couple of years. Fans are coming back in droves. I go to all these tournaments. There's hundreds of teams playing. Thousands and thousands of kids love baseball and will travel thousands of miles. There's one team that I coach with and I'm around a lot. It's a 14U team. One of the players comes all the way from Georgia up here to New York, Connecticut, Delaware to play. And that's how much he loves baseball and being with the team he's on. But going back to Harper, this guy walks in and he's like, we're in financial straits. How are you in financial straits if you can defer $1 billion? You can pay, a couple of players $700 million, one guy $500 million, a bunch of guys $300 million, and you are blaming the players. You guys got to help us. This is the same story they told us, Bill, when they locked us out in 1990. when we had to play 1994 with no collective bargaining agreement. People forget that, Bill. We had no contract. It ran out in 93. 94, in good faith, we started the season with no contract, no CBA, and it was basically like we're flying by the seat of our pants until they didn't make some pension payments on August 11th. But getting back to Harper, he knows this is what they're going to do. They're probably going to get locked out next year. They're going to try to break the union and see who cracks. And that was just the opening salvo by Rob Manfred. This guy's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I'm not trying to take the player's side on it. This is something that should have been discussed after the World Series is over, not 3 days after the All-Star game.
I love it. Rob Dibble, you are the man, dude. I love having you on the show. Hope the family is well. Thank you, as always, buddy, for coming on and making this program better.
They are. And to you and yours, man, I hope everybody's well on your side, too.
We are, dude. Thank you, buddy. Rob Dibble, great guy. I love that Rob is honest. It is and Rob is honest. Rob Dibble 49 over on X, longtime major leaguer, friend of mine, friend of the show. We got a little bit of I guess it's breaking news. What do you think, Ryan? Do I characterize this as breaking news or almost breaking news?
I guess almost breaking news, but it still works, I think, for the sounder.
Breaking news.
Almost. Is this Diana Rossini again? She's killing it. The Micah Parsons, I'm going to read from her breaking news post. The Micah Parsons-Cowboys relationship has deteriorated to the point where the star pass rusher is considering drastic measures, which could include a trade request or even a declaration that he is severing his relationship with the team, per multiple leaked sources. The background here that Rossini brings is that in a previous negotiation in the spring, Parsons' agent negotiated directly with Jerry Jones, who obviously is the owner, and there was a belief, at least from the team, that they had a deal, and that when Parsons' agent pushed back and attempted to negotiate further, the Cowboys declined to engage with him and told the pass rusher basically take the deal, and that since then, according to this reporting, the team has refused to engage with Parsons' agent on any level, creating a problem. Now, normally I would sort of say to you or think out loud and express to you, don't know what's true, could be either way, hard to know, and that's so, but the Cowboys have been so incompetent, and Jerry Jones has been so off balance in the way he's managed this team. It's easier for me to believe that Parsons and his agent did not do something nefarious as much as the Cowboys don't know what they're doing. That's what we know. We'll stay tuned to this. We'll probably circle back to it here in a little bit, but the Micah Parsons situation is starting to make the Trey Hendrickson situation with the Bengals look like the perfect relationship, like the model for a happy football marriage. Parsons and the Cowboys on the verge of some real consequential ugliness, according to Diana Rossini. Diane Rossini. I got there on the name. Let's do a little buy or sell. It's one of the great segments in sports talk radio history, according to Ryan Hickey, and he says he's put together the best version he's ever done. Next here on Righter Than You.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-555-1509. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-555-1509. That's 800-555-1509. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-555-1509. 800-555-1509.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more, 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
Happy Friday. It's Stop the 910 meteorologist Haley Fischetti, and here's a look at today's forecast. Mostly sunny skies across the region today, with more of those hazy skies across the region as we watch for air quality alerts across the area today. Highs in the low 70s to low 80s. Heading into tonight with mostly clear skies, more of that haze sticking around with your lows in the 50s. For the weekend, continuing to see more of those dry skies and sunshine, low 70s, low 80s on Saturday with mostly sunny skies, and expecting to see dry skies continue into next week. We'll have all the details and a look at that 7-day over on 9 and 10 News.
The weather is brought to you by Jim's Collision in Roscommon. Jim's knows you may not be seeing them on your best day, but their job is to make the bad day better. Jim's Collision in Roscommon and at ChooseJims.com. ChooseJims.com.
Tax professional.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to